If you want to be a successful online marketer, you must have your own product to sell. Sure, you can make money promoting other people's products or become an AdSense publisher. But if you want to make a solid income that is derived over and over again from your business, make it highly scalable, and can be easily upgraded, there's no better way to go about doing this than selling your own product. This is what 99.99% of the top 6-figure and 7-figure internet marketers do. They either own their own product or sell membership sites. This is why it is essential to learn how to create your own product to sell if you want to be taken seriously in any marketplace you set your foot on. You will have an easier time making money and outwit your competitors if you develop your own line of products to sell. Basically, there are two types of products you can sell: physical product and digital product. Physical products are obvious. They are tangible products you can see, touch, feel, smell. Just like the computer in front of you now. Digital products, on the other hand, are anything you can access inside your computer. They are downloadable files since they are not tangible. You cannot touch or feel them. You can only see them. And the amazing thing is, digital products, especially information products, are the hottest selling commodities online. As we are in the information age, the number one demand is quality information. So why else sell digital products? For one obvious reason, your product creation cost can be zero or low cost. Fire up your computer and you can create your best-selling product for next to nothing. I'm not kidding you when I say this, because massive fortunes are made from internet marketers this way. Their products are often created from thin air, using nothing more than their intellectual property or imagination. And even if you don't consider yourself an expert, I will show you how you can still get this done easily. More on that later. Another advantage of selling digital products as compared to physical products is that your profit margin is close to 100%. Now, I say close to 100% is because every time you sell anything online, digital or physical product, your third-party payment processor will charge you a small percentage fee. Whether it's PayPal, 2Checkout, ClickBank, Authorize.net, the percentage fee varies depending on which processor you use. But the ballpark figure is 5%. So that leaves you with 95% of the profit margin. However, it is so small you can almost neglect it, since it doesn't cost you extra to produce another copy of the digital product. You save on production overheads there. So how does 95% profit margin sound? Good or good? This is why I love selling digital products. The system and delivery can be automated, so when a customer buys your product with credit card, he goes through your secure server. After his purchase transaction is successful, he goes to your thank you page and downloads the copy of your product himself. You see, you don't have to be involved in the process at all. You don't have to be part of the system. When you have many sites selling digital products that make money day in, day out for you, it's like a one-man business owner owning a big business empire that runs on its own. And like I said, we are in the information age now. People are willing to pay top dollar for good information. Everyone is realizing nowadays that if one wants to get good information, he has to pay for it. Free searches on Google won't cut it anymore if they want to grow, develop, or hone new skills that cannot be found anywhere else. Seminar businesses around the world are booming. Better information can't be found in the bookstores or free Google searches anymore. As someone who has been selling digital products, I tell you, it's a lucrative business to be in. This is the very definition of low cost, high profit on pure automation. If you want to be a highly successful, highly profitable internet marketer, Creating information to sell on demand is a very critical skill to possess. You have it, money will follow you. You don't have it, you will be broke. The truth is that simple, but harsh too. There are several types of digital products you can create and sell. Here are just some of them: ebooks, audio, videos, articles, software, scripts, templates, membership sites. This is by no means a full exhaustive list, but these are some of the top digital products you can choose to sell and market to your niche. However, in this course, we shall focus on creating information products to sell. Now, as with every other business, you must have a plan, an exit strategy, a vision. It doesn't have to necessarily be a grand vision like change many lives, though I encourage you to dream big, think big. But keep it simple, always. Even in your goals, don't get too complicated or you will lose focus, or you will get discouraged by the load of hard work you have to put in before you see the results. That being said, when you work on your product creation plan, which will ultimately be your internet business plan for your own information products, you want to achieve a few key things in your end results. You must do the work only once, period. No maintenance, no recurring support issues, none of those. You want to create the product once, set it up, then set it and forget. Otherwise, you will wind up with just another job, not a smart decision to make as an independent business owner. And since you're in the digital product business, the information product business, you must aim to automate the business up to 100%. Remove yourself from the system or the process. This means you don't want to be caught delivering products manually, dealing with customer support or stuff like that. A common problem you can expect to have is if a customer loses his download or has difficulty downloading your information product. That won't take much of your time, but even so, you can solve this by having a support help desk with FAQ bank, or appoint a virtual assistant to help you out with miscellaneous tasks. This will make you passive income because every time you make a sale, you were not involved in the system, any part of it, and you don't have to work ever again. How's that sound? Good? If you're doing this for the first time, then you will definitely run into making some mistakes, no matter how learned you are or how well informed you are. Everyone makes mistakes. It's going to be quite an experience. Of course, with the knowledge you're getting from this course now, I will be saving you a lot from making those surprise and costly mistakes. So what's left is the experience you need to go through. It will be fun. It will be exciting because you will learn what really works for you. The sweet pricing spot for your products, the unique selling proposition you will develop, the brand you will develop. Once you build a proven business model, you can take it and go through the same process and duplicate the results for other information products you want to sell in the market over and over again. Product creation criteria. Here are 6 important aspects to consider before starting your own info product creation. The first one is demand. Internet marketers often associate the term niche with this topic, but in a nutshell, what you really want to ask yourself is, who are my customers? In other words, who is looking for a demand and is willing to pay for it? And then, how many of them? As in the case of creating your own info product for sale, you want to know what kind of information people are looking for, are willing to pay for it, and there are many of them. If you have yet to research your own target market you want to cater to, I strongly recommend that you download good keyword software here. You will find out how you can quickly discover what people are already looking for in a very short time. As you might already know, what you personally like or know may sometimes be of little importance when it comes to choosing your target market, unless what you know or do are what people are willing to pay to learn, find out, or acquire. For example, if you are a self-help practitioner for over 10 years, then you can cash in on your self-help wisdom by selling what you know and practice on various aspects of self-help, such as time management, stress handling, and more, to people who are low in self-esteem. On the other hand, it would be next to impossible to sell what you know on how to conquer the game of tic-tac-toe. While many people of different countries and cultures have at least played this game once in their childhood, no one really cares about even losing in a game of 9 boxes. You've guessed it. No one is willing to pay for what you know, even if you know how to win the game of tic-tac-toe for sure. Second, price. While you can put it down to pricing your product accordingly to its quality, however way you judge it, you have to take the size of the market into consideration. It's obvious you purchase a copy of this manual so that you can cash in on your own information product empire. And assuming you want to make $10,000 or even more, which way is the best? Low price, high volume, or high price, low volume? Little you might know, it has a lot to do with the size of your market. Now here's a food for thought. If your market size is extravagantly huge, you can sell your product at a low price but go for volume and still achieve your $10,000 goal, if that is your goal. This aspect is important because if your market size is small, you cannot make much from upsells by pricing your product too low. After all, your income potential will be capped by the small size of the market. In this case, if your market size is smaller, you will do well to sell your product at a higher price, maybe $97 per copy. After all, you only need to sell more than 103 copies of your product and make $10,000. Of course, the higher you price your product, the more customer will be expecting from your product's quality delivery. Third, title. Thinking of your product's title in advance gives you incredible focus, and the more relevant your title is to your product's content, the more memorable it can become to your prospects. Keep your product name as short and easy to remember as possible, as easy as being able to remember by its initials or short name. This is optional, but if you want to instill a form of branding, you can include the name of your company, franchise, or group of trademarked products. Alternatively, you can even include your name in the title. Fourth, content. I will cover more on this in detail later. I will show you how to generate content on the fly. As a school of thought, quality content constitutes as information you cannot find for free. If you have something that cannot be just browsed on Google or in the local bookstores and people are looking for it with cash in their hands, you've got to go jam there. Fifth, format. If you're selling an ebook, use PDF only. No EXE books, never. For one, PDF is the best-selling info product format for ebooks. Also, many computer users prefer PDF ebooks over EXE formatted ebooks for various reasons, such as EXE programs often spell a suspicion of computer virus. Price to price, computer users often value PDF ebooks higher than that of EXE programs. To be able to create your ebook in EXE format, you have to have a certain degree of HTML knowledge, which you might or might not have. This is not the case with Word program to create your ebook, as it is more user-friendly and most of its functions are pretty much self-explanatory. Macintosh users cannot open EXE programs, thus the ebook is available only to a smaller market. While there are not as many Mac users as Windows users, I strongly suggest that you do not exclude these minority users from being your potential customers, as some of them do have great buying power. I rest my case on that. But if you want to make bigger money, you should go into audio and video information products. They have been proven to sell like hotcakes and in many areas, audio-video products outsell ebooks anytime. The best thing, of course, is to sell your product in all formats possible. There are some people who prefer to listen, some prefer to watch, and some others prefer to read. If you are selling audio product, sell in MP3 format. It is the most recognizable audio format and your users can listen to them on the PC, iPod, MP3 player, and more. Video products can be sold in flash format on the other hand. Sixth and final one, affiliate program links. Again, this is closely associated with your targeted market and other businesses in the same niche. You want to earn beyond just making up front-end sales. You also want to earn more from the same customers by having them purchase more from your recommendations in your product. One way is to create your own products or membership site, which will obviously consume more of your time and effort and maybe money. It will also require more of your expertise, which you might not have. One other alternative is to join an affiliate program you can recommend in your ebook for back-end income. For instance, your product can be aimed at a group of people who are interested in cooking Oriental dishes. You can include a recommendation or ad in your ebook that leads to a membership site for chefs run by someone else. You merely play your role as an affiliate here. You get paid for your referral subscription, and it can be recurring if your affiliate program is a membership or service model. If there are little affiliate programs available for your market, you can either have to start your own or it's a sign that shows how obscure your niche might be. Content generation. Content generation is a very important skill to have as an information marketer. You can generate content on demand, means you can generate wealth as freely. The more you can create sellable content, the more money you will make. This is something I know you will absolutely love, because if you prefer not to write your own content, there are 7 ways in all that you can use to generate content. Not every method involves you using your knowledge. Basically, there are 3 main methods to generate sellable content: self-made, pre-made, and user-generated. These can be broken down further into 7 ways in all, which I will cover one at a time. The first method is writing your own. If you can write, speak, and understand even basic English, that means you have sufficient qualification to start writing out. What you can do is that you can derive from your own experience or expertise. This is pretty straightforward. We talked quite a bit about ebook creation since it's the easiest of all formats to do. All you have to do is write on your Word program as an author would on his book. Then convert the Word document to PDF so it's locked. This means the PDF file cannot be edited or ripped off its contents by intellectual property thieves. A lot of marketers complain that PDF converters are expensive to buy. Last I checked, it cost $299. Not everyone started out having that money. Sure, there are free PDF converters like PDF 995, but they're not reliable because your hyperlinks usually won't be clickable. Some have pesky ads too, so what I recommend is clicking on this link here. It's been shortened because the original link is a lot longer. This works only for Microsoft users. You can install a free PDF converter to integrate with your Word program. A lot of people don't know this. Cool, isn't it? You just saved $299. On top of that, your links are workable and no weird ads taking up space in your precious information product. Again, I know that most people who are starting out online normally don't consider themselves as experts, and they consider themselves as jack of all trades. Now, let me tell you something interesting. Do you know that it is actually quite easy to be an expert nowadays? This is a very powerful and oversimplified method. I'm going to share it with you. Interested? Okay. All you have to do is choose a niche. It can be a part of something that you like to be in, or a hobby, or something that you're very interested in, but you still don't consider yourself as an expert. What you will do is that you're going to read 3 of the best-selling books in that area from a bookstore, and the investment isn't much. I think one book is about $10 to $20, and altogether is like easily less than $100. Invest $100 in the 3 best-selling books in the bookstore, all the best titles, and let's just say you want to learn about time management. So there's like 1-minute manager, the 1-minute entrepreneur, those kind of things which you want to learn. You only have to pick 3 books and that's it. Pick the 3 books, read them overnight, and you can start making your own conclusion in a piece of paper. Put 10 to 20 bullet points about what you've learned, the most important lessons from these books. With this 10 to 20 bullet points, start making your own summary, and then there you have it. You're already an expert. You don't have to read through hundreds of books for that method. And how do you know if you're an expert? As long as you know easily 5% more than what 95% of the general population don't know, you're already an expert. It doesn't have to be something that needs legal qualification like a doctor or things like that in most other non-professional professions. Next up, we got audio creation. Another great one here. Let's just say you're not good at writing at all, or you're too lazy to write. By any chance, you're just too busy for that. There is still another way. Record your own audio. Like what you're listening to this course right now, I use Adobe Audition 2.0 to record my own audio, and it's normally much faster when you speak. So, if you're a speaker or a people person, then this should normally come naturally as a skill. All you have to do is just speak over the microphone and go out and get a quality one. Preferably the karaoke type instead of the headgear type, because I have tested both types of microphones, and the karaoke one is the most durable, solid, and produces the best quality easily. So take the karaoke type of microphone instead of the headgear and just speak away. Do a brain dump, and don't be shy to do that, because you can always edit out, mute, and remove things that you think you have said wrongly. And in better preparation, I would recommend that you do the audio in front of the PowerPoint slides so you can start getting ideas, and when you see a certain text, you would start producing the flow and the mind map. Once you've finished speaking, you should hand over the MP3 audio to a freelancer or even get a college student to do the text transcription for you. Pay him a nominal fee and he will listen to your MP3 audio while writing down the text, so you don't have to do it yourself. Get someone who can transcribe for you for a nominal fee, and this is actually quite easy. It's a lot easier than you think, because there are always people who are looking for ways to supplement their income and like a second part-time job, so this is something you can give to a college student or a freelancer who is committed to doing this kind of things for you full-time. So there you have it. You will have disposable quality content, your MP3 audio, and your own text transcription, which means this is something that you can potentially sell higher than you do for an ebook. An ebook can normally sell off from $10 to even $97, but with an MP3 audio and text transcription, you can sell anywhere from $47 to even hundreds of dollars. No secret why some people are just getting rich by making home study courses. Then there's also recording your own video. Now there are 2 different types of videos I'm going to talk about, and I think this is just as powerful. In fact, potentially more powerful than just doing audio and text in some cases. Now, if you do a record a video of yourself doing some demonstration in person, this is very good because it builds rapport and it's a good substitute for blog content, and it puts salesmanship in person. Meaning that some of the most influential internet entrepreneurs are those who are more personal. People know that they are for real because they see them on a video on YouTube and it's good. If you're doing blogs and you don't like writing, you can just put up a video of yourself in front of your webcam, do 2 minutes, and then post it up on YouTube and share with your subscribers and visitors on your blog. And there are other internet marketers who started to see phenomenal results, and they've been doing it for quite some time. They even saw 200% to 400% conversion rates just using videos. This can really help build your web business a lot, and it gives a face to your username on the internet because you're not just another name or a faceless person anymore. The second type of video I'm going to talk about is the on-screen kind of video, where you show the technical how-to on your computer screen and save it. If you're teaching something technical like how to set up a WordPress blog, how to use a HTML editor like Dreamweaver, or things like that, this is also another type of video that you can do using Camtasia Studio. Here's the link. You can get the latest version of Camtasia Studio over there. Now, recording your own video isn't as hard as you think it is. In fact, it's much better than writing an ebook in most cases. It may take you days to write, say, a 50-page ebook, and even if you're a fast writer and you can do it in a day, eventually you can get burned out. I recommend doing a video because all you have to do is just do it in 5 minutes and do a series of short videos, which again, you can do this overnight. So that sums up the DIY methods. Write your own, record your audio, and record your video. Now, let's talk about pre-made content. There are two types of pre-made content you can legally use as your own content. The first type is the public domain content. Public domain simply means work that were created and first published before 1st January 1923, or at least 95 years before January 1st of the current year, whichever is later. In many cases, a public domain normally means you can actually have no restriction of use to it. That means you can freely use it anyhow you want, and this is because after so many years, the copyright holder has expired and the author of the company is no longer around in most cases, with the exception of maybe some of the famous works that came from the early 20th century like Dale Carnegie and so on. But most of the time, the public domain is free from the copyright because they've already been expired and the authors are normally no longer around. Statistically speaking, 15% of the books in the world today are originated from public domain or are in public domain. This is something very good and you can actually use it to your own advantage. However, I want to warn you that public domain, although the good thing about it is that you can actually put your name as the author and claim the content as your own, the problem is that with the works from almost 100 years ago, information by now is normally obsolete. And I won't neglect to mention that at the time the command of English was quite different than it is today in modern society. The best and safest bet is that you use public domain information in areas that are time-tested, like principles, self-improvement, and some food recipes, because these are time-tested and has been proven. But I warn you that you have to do quite some reworking about the English, especially and simply public domain titles that are time-tested. Again, this is quite possible to get it done overnight, or at the most a couple of days, because it's very possible to do it overnight. So, when you have a public domain content all arranged, you can actually create your own information product and get this done even by today. But do take note, not every single public domain book have expired their copyright, as I've said before, because things like the Bible, for an example, you can't just claim it even though the Bible may be 2000 years or older. and you can't just put your name as the author. Things like that, which is quite ridiculous. Gutenberg.org is an immediate good source for public domain content. The second type of pre-made content is called private label rights. This is increasingly popular in the internet marketing arena. Just like public domain, you can put your name as the author and edit the contents. When you compare private label rights to public domain, this is much better in every aspect in the sense that private label rights are a relatively new concept to the internet marketing arena. And also, this means that the contents are much more updated, timely, and modern. Like for example, obviously 100 years ago, there's no internet, so you can't find books about the internet at that time obviously. But there are a lot of books on things that are currently today like the internet, iPhone, how to use technology, gadgets, and things like that which we cannot find in public domains. Here are 3 places which I think you can get good private label rights, PLR content. PrivateLabelRightsGo.com, PLRGoVideos.com, and ReselleRightsMastery.com. These are coming from some of the best providers of private label rights, and I really recommend that you get your source of PLR content from these sites. Just to let you know, pre-made content does have to be limited to written content. So it's not just about ebooks and articles. Any kind of works that are created in a public domain, including music and even audio for the matter, are also content that you can easily use. And today, private label rights are not just limited to ebooks or articles. You can also get PLR software and PLR videos. I hope this helps you get a jump start with your content creation empire. Now, let's just say you don't want to do your own creation and you're too lazy to even use pre-made content. You prefer to get other people to do it for you. No problem. Do you know that you can get other people to create content for you willingly? There are ways to do it and still achieve a win-win situation. You can interview other experts. There are some really good marketers who have been doing very well with interviews, and the thing is, you don't really need much preparation to do this. All you have to do is contact that person, shoot him a couple of questions and pick up a microphone or do a Skype call with him, and he'll just do his brain dumb. But I'm going to teach you how to propose to potential experts or potential interviewees, because nowadays the idea of interviewing other people can be kind of saturated, and why should they get interviewed by you? Because they are actually normally very busy people, especially if they are successful experts. So one way you can propose to them is that you can promise them that they will be getting exposure to a market that hasn't heard of them, and make sure that you can actually deliver to it. For example, if you're doing it for your own country's market and you want to bring the expert in, you can introduce him to your market that has not heard of him, so I'm sure a smart business person wouldn't want to pass it up. You can also offer that he may pitch about his own product in the last 5 minutes of the call. So give a set of questions in advance, like 4 to 6 will normally do, and this can actually last 30 to 45 minutes depending on how elaborate he gives and how challenging the questions are. To be able to do the interview online, you can use Skype or PowerGramo. These are really good tools and they are actually free. Once you get an interview done, you already have an instant product and you don't have to be an expert yourself, because you're leveraging on other people's expertise in exchange of giving him some exposure, and helps him build his credibility as well. Then, there is also hiring a ghostwriter. This would be a very ideal way for creating information products like ebooks for that matter. A couple of places to look at on the internet are elance.com and thewarriorforum.com. These are really good places where you can get ghostwriters, because writers do hang out this place, including the Warrior Forum. Now, if you're not comfortable using the forums, there are still offline methods like getting college students or asking referrals from other business associates. The good thing about getting a ghostwriter is that when you tell them your syllabus or what kind of content you want them to write for, and you make sure that they are able to generate the content for you as long as they know what they are writing. This is really a good way to have content done for you, and you don't have to do anything at all except pay a fee for it. I'm going to teach you one way to actually save money on your ghostwriting fees in exchange for more value. I know some marketers, they actually spend $800, $1,000 or even $2,000 to have lots of content written for them, but the problem is that they don't know whether they are being shortchanged or not. The problem with telling a person due in pages is that when you ask, let's say for example, 3 different people to write a 20-page ebook, you find out that their numbers of words vary. Like maybe the first person would take like 5,000 words. The second person may be able to do it in 6,000 words because he uses smaller font. And the third person may do it in 1,500 words because he has been putting a lot of pictures, things like that. The best bet is that you want to specify the amount of words per article. So one article equals to one sub-chapter for your ebook. Give the assignment in quantities of articles, not a book's pages. For example, if you've decided that there should be 20 sub-chapters in your ebook, then specify them as articles and give it to your ghostwriter. So this way, you can see that it's much more quantifiable right now. You can see that you're paying for the amount of words, not the amount of pages anymore. One more quick thing about ghostwriters is that you want to check with their integrity first. You want to make sure that their articles are not plagiarized from any other websites. The best thing to do is that you can go to copyscape.com and do a search on any of the articles to make sure there are no duplicates from other sites. Once you get your content creation nailed down, it's time to give your product a face. You can't tell a book by its cover. It's a phrase that adults repeat to children that tell them not to judge people by how they look. And it is good advice. However, the cover of a real book is what causes people to purchase that book out in the real world. Digital products are no different. It needs an attractive and appealing cover design to encourage people to buy it. Since people cannot physically pick it up to inspect, just like this course you're going through right now. If you have very deep pockets and money is simply no object, you can hire a graphic designer who can create a digital ebook cover for you. I recommend minisiteguru.com for this. This designer provides not only top-notch graphics, his customer service is timely, which is rare every time a designer becomes more successful. On the other hand, if you are like most small internet business owners just starting out with little budget, there is still another alternative. You can buy software that will allow you to create your own ebook covers infinitely. It comes several varieties. You can buy software or action scripts that will design covers from 2D or 3D. I recommend myinstantcovers.com for this. It is easy to use, and with it, you can even do graphic designs for others. Graphic design is a rather lucrative enterprise and one that you can tap into with this software. Pricing is another important strategy. This will determine how much money you are going to make. There's no right or wrong in this. Pricing your product higher doesn't necessarily mean it's better than pricing it low. So does pricing your product low doesn't mean you will get to make more money by catering to more people. Instead of being biased, why not have products that sell at all price ranges possible? If this is your first time creating a product, you should start with creating the front end. This is the foot in the door. You get people to buy from you for the first time. They have decided to trust you, or rather, take the risk to trust you. Since it's low ticket and it doesn't cost much, Just anywhere below $27, you encourage your prospect to become your customer and test the waters with you. All else fails, there's a money back guarantee and it's only what? Below 27 bucks. But you don't stop here. The selling continues. You must always, always, always upsell. Peddle more products to your customers. Don't let the buck stop at the front end. Then, this is where your middle ticket product comes in. You see, your front end is like a trust builder. You give quick, useful information. Help your customers solve a small problem and prove yourself. The customer will want more if he finds your product great. And why not? Especially if it's in a niche where people are continuously looking for improvements. This is why wealth creation, relationships, self-development, these are hot niches where people spend money over and over again to re-educate themselves and continuously grow. So middle ticket items, this is one hurdle above low ticket items, can be ebooks, online courses, just like what I had taught you. Again, it doesn't stop here. Your goal is to move your customers up your sales funnel from front end to upsells, then to back ends. Your high ticket products. This is where the real riches come from. People make a lot of money for less effort. You see, it's easier to get the same customers to spend money with you versus finding new customers. They are in the buying mode or a buying trance, I should say. So don't be afraid to sell. In fact, if your customers trust you enough to buy in the first place, this is the best opportunity to sell to them while they are in the buying loop. Lead them gradually to your highest ticket product. It can be a coaching program. It can be an inner circle mentoring, a home study course. Offer easy payment plans if you must, but make sure you continuously upsell and back-end sell. It will take you time to build many products, but don't be overwhelmed. Create one product at a time, starting from the easiest one, which is your low ticket front-end product. Okay, have you noticed that the prices typically end with 7? It's been proven by many researchers and test freak marketers that prices that end with 7 convert the best, as opposed to other numbers like 0 and 9. Feel free to put any other prices, but I want you to know that the number 7 is already a sweet spot to end your price figure with, like $97, $29.97, $1,497, and so on. All in all, your main goal is to create an empire, an online business empire, and this means creating more than one product. It's very hard to be rich selling just one product. Now that you know how to create your own content to sell on demand, you can easily do it for many products and do it for many levels of prices. Be sure that for every front-end product, you must have a back-end. Repeat this process and do it for many sites in one or a few niches, and very soon you will be seen as an expert, a very rich expert.